This is the 21st anniversary of our St. Louis Arts Awards. It's the one night a year when we all come out and celebrate and honor all of the artists, organizations, and corporations that help support our arts community here in St. Louis.
It's their biggest fundraiser of the year, and it's important for it to be successful tonight to fund all the organizations that they support. And St. Louis has such a tremendous arts community, and A&E plays a vital role in making it successful.
At Emerson, the arts are extremely important because they're extremely important to St. Louis and the growth of our community and the types of things that we think are important to support. We're honoring 7 awardees tonight out of 70 organizations that are part of the Arts and Education Council, and it's extremely important to us to be part of this.
We think at Ameren that it's good business for the arts to thrive. We think that makes the area better to live. We think it helps attract new business and keep the businesses that are here, and that's all good for economic development. So we think the arts are a key for St. Louis, and we've got some great treasures here.
And it's fun. We do have fun. We have some great performances tonight. We always sort of supplement the awards with wonderful performances. So folks leave tonight probably learning something new about the arts in St. Louis. Maybe they'll experience something they haven't quite ever seen before. Our motto is keep art happening, and this is one of the ways we do it.
This is the big night, St. Louis's celebration of the past year's achievements in the arts by arts organizations, corporate and philanthropic supporters, educators, and of course, artists.
So let's join the party at the Khorasan Room at the Chase Hotel, where our first honoree of the evening is Art Educator of the Year, Jason Brown.
Okay, good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning.
My name is Mr. Brown.
I got started playing music when I was in the 4th grade in elementary school in East St. Louis Public School System, School District 189. I was inspired by my uncle named Carlos Brown, and he was a trumpet player. My greatest experiences with playing with groups and meeting famous musicians started at East St. Louis Lincoln High School under the direction of Ron Carter, who was the director of jazz band at Lincoln Senior High School.
And I remember one time he finally became the soloist for the band. We went to some competition and we came in second. And the students who the first year said, we hadn't lost in 7, 8 years, now you brought the band out, which you really hadn't, but it was funny because he took it to heart and worked so hard. For the next year, we made sure we won every competition. So he's that kind of driven person.
After I completed my bachelor's degree from Eastern Illinois University, I began teaching in 1996. Started in the St. Louis Public Schools, built partnerships with groups such as the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra, Jazz at the Bistro.
They loved him. They were always in his room. They were always asking about the instruments. He drew children into him.
My new position as the Director of Fine Arts gives me an opportunity to serve as a model, to be a teacher of teachers.
He has a zest for music. He is in a band outside of work, and he has brought those individuals into our school and into our district so children would have a chance to see him play and interact with the musicians. He's a great guy.
I'm from East St. Louis. Had I not participated in an arts program in music, there's no telling what I'd be doing today.
I think from teaching, the gratification comes from seeing students achieve. That's why I'm so really proud of Jason and all he does and all he's doing. It really is almost like a proud father seeing his own child grow up and achieve something. You see students do that.
So that's just the most rewarding gift that you can get as an educator, to know that you are continuing to spread the love of music and your talents, and you're able to transfer it to others to come back and have successful experiences.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm deeply honored to have been selected as Missouri Arts and Education Council's Arts Educator of the Year. Administrators, teachers, and parents, I thank you for continuing to support fine arts education and working collaboratively to overcome the complexities endured with providing a quality fine arts education to our students. I am committed to providing the best possible fine arts education to all students that cross my path because I understand the value of a quality fine arts education. Again, I appreciate this award, and I'm honored to be a part of this program. Thank you, and God bless you.
I think that Linda Kennedy is perhaps one of the finest actors in America today. I first met her in 1981 when we were just moving into the old 23rd Street Theater. At the time, she was a dancer, a singer, an actor.
I started coming to watch the Black Rep, and I finally worked up the nerve to introduce myself to Ron, but I still hadn't worked up my nerve to audition or to even say I wanted to audition.
She's a joy to work with because by now she and I sort of have an unspoken language between us. There are times when we're working on an artistic project where we're able to complete each other's thoughts. She's able to work at other theaters as an actor, work at other theaters as a director.
She goes both deeply and broadly, so she comes up with a deep-rootedness to character, but she's also able to think broadly in terms of theatricality, and that is a fairly rare trait.
Stretched out on those shoulders and never have to walk on the narrow soles of your feet.
Linda is currently the Associate Artistic Director of the Black Rep, and her area is the Education and Community Programs. And so she has a tremendous commitment to young people.
Well, we first met Miss Linda Kennedy in 2005 during the SPA program with the St. Louis Black Repertory. She spends a lot of time helping young people.
All day, every day, she's working hard to make sure we have the help that we need to pursue a career in theater.
I try to pass on what my elementary teachers gave us, and that was well-balanced in both education and arts. And so I always made that connection. I tried to give them the passion of discovery.
In the theater, you know, when you've been at it constantly for 30-some-odd years, it's a lifetime. And the impact that she's had on the number of young people, the impact that she's had on young professional actors here at the theater, it has been a lifetime of commitment, dedication, and accomplishment.
God is in all ways worthy of praise. I want to thank the Arts and Education Council for honoring me with this Lifetime Achievement Award. From the very beginning, it was never my intent to merely be an actress or a performer, but to share the love and joy of creating, which allows the mind and spirit to grow. Being at the Black Rep has afforded me the opportunity to be this teaching, learning, developing, cheerleading program, inventing actress. And for that, I thank Ron Himes and many of the company members at the Black Rep. We work on it and we succeed. Your support means a lot to me. It is the recognition of more than 30 years of being blessed to do exactly what I love. Thank you.
The crowd got a special treat that night. Linda and Ron Himes were performing on Golden Pond at the Black Rep.
So they brought their characters to the event and shared one of their favorite scenes.
And so it's our pleasure to introduce Lifetime Achievement in the Arts recipient Linda Kennedy and the Black Rep's founder and producing director Ron Himes, two great St. Louis talents.
Where have you been?
In the woods.
In the woods? What were you doing out there?
Oh, everything is beautiful. Everything is just waking up. Little tiny birds, little tiny leaves. I saw 3 chippies out by the old cellar hole, and millions of tiny little black flies in my eyes and hair. Just terrible.
What were you doing out there in the woods?
Getting the kindling. Would you look at this place?
It's a mess, isn't it?
Oh, not really. Just take a couple of minutes and it'll all be ship-shape again. Help me with the dust covers. What happened to the screen door?
It fell over.
How?
I pushed it.
What do you mean?
I pushed the door and the door fell over.
It's not supposed to do that when you push it.
I didn't think so. I'll fix it later.
You might have closed the big door.
Didn't want to touch it. Was afraid of what might happen.
Now we'll be swatting at little tiny black flies for the next 2 days. The room is probably full of them.
I don't see any.
You don't see them until it's too late. Of course, they're never quite as bad on the lakeside. White caps today.
Ah.
I met a nice couple today.
You met a couple today? A couple of people?
No, a couple antelope. You needn't be too careful with that. I'm going to hang it on the line anyway.
Oh. Well, what were these people doing in the woods?
Walking. Their name is Melchiori or something like that.
Melchiori? What sort of name is that?
I don't know, dear. Italian, probably. They're up from Boston.
Oh. Do they speak English?
Of course they speak English. How do you think I was able to talk to them? They're a very nice middle-aged couple just like us.
If they're middle-aged, they're not like us. Middle-age means the middle, Ethel. The middle of life. People don't live to be 150, you know.
Oh, poor Elmer's had a fall.
Who is poor Elmer?
Elmer, my doll.
Oh.
Did you know he turned 65 this past spring?
I must admit I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, I remember it quite well. I got him for my 4th birthday. I wanted a red scooter, but my father said red scooters were excessive and contrary to the ways of the Lord. He said I'd understand when I got older. I'm a lot older and I still don't understand. But he gave me Elmer, and I became the best friends, didn't we? He was my first true love, you know.
There's really no need to review the vagaries of your youth. I realized long ago that I wasn't first in line.
No, you were a rather cheap substitute for my darling Elmer. 65. It's hard to think of a doll as being old. He doesn't look much different. A bit faded, perhaps. And now he's had a fall, poor dear.
Maybe he was trying to kill himself. Maybe he wants to be cremated. Probably got cancer or termites or something.
Oh, would you shut up? I swear you get more morbid every year.
Wouldn't be a bad way to go, you know. A quick front flip off the mantle, a bit of a kick at the last moment, and land right in the fire. Nothing to it.
Are you hungry, Norman?
No. When my number's up, would you do that for me? Prop me up on the mantle and point out which way is down. I might even shoot for a full gainer with a half twist.
Norman.
After 3 full gainers with a half twist, I'd probably be half dead anyway. So if I haven't managed to hit the fire by then, you could give me a bit of a nudge.
Norman, you are really turning into a nitwit, aren't you?
I think I'll have those instructions written into my final will. You won't even need an urn. You could just shovel me out and put me on your flowers when I'm done. You gonna answer the phone?
St. Louis is rich with talent, but it's also fortunate to have the support of organizations that help fund the arts.
And so tonight we honor 2 such institutions recognized for contributing their resources to promote the arts in St. Louis.
So the best way of defining Novus is that we're a company that's all about helping our customers around the world in terms of meeting the needs for increasing food production. When we saw our new building coming up, we have a new headquarters building in St. Charles, which is attached to our research building. And in the planning of that, we saw an opportunity of reaching out to our sales offices around the world that they could actually make a contribution to our building in terms of something from a local art and local artist.
Well, I think it's one of the most creative spaces I have ever been in. We did our staff retreat out there this past year, and the staff left not only energized about our work, but energized from being in a creative space themselves.
We've had 3 years of kind of an art walk. We opened up our building, opened up the lobby, opened it up to people from St. Louis and St. Charles, and invite people to show what they've been doing. And it's a very special occasion. We've been able to highlight a local artist, Brian Haynes. We commissioned a work of his, a painting called Nourish, really kind of what we're all about as a company.
Well, my name is Carol Fleming Marks, but I work in clay. That's with a gift from God to be an artist. I'm called to be a clay artist. I work with clay and meet with people's vision to work the best artwork for their site. And this clay tree is 8 feet tall. It's a cypress. So when you go into a business, the art will help identify why it matters to be with Novus or a human being or to do your best.
We'll have art from Doug Auer, taking useful objects like research flask and turning them into a beautiful chandelier.
If you are all of a sudden asked to work within that environment where you're surrounded by these universal kind of artistic endeavors that they collect from everywhere they go, you're a different person. It has to affect you. If not, you shouldn't be working anywhere.
That they have this commitment to providing great services and great art and great artistic food to St. Louis as well. I mean, you can't go anywhere without seeing Novus's support and Novus's footprint somewhere in the artistic community.
It's quite an honor to be recognized for the corporate support of the arts, and arts has really been a very important part of Novus over the past 20 years, and especially since we have moved into our headquarters building in St. Charles County in 2008. One of our mottos is performance through innovation, and I think really the performance of art and the innovation of art really creates an environment that really supports innovation, creativity, really is a very foundation for a technology-based company like Novus. We're also very fortunate to be here with the Arts and Education Council in Grand Center and all the great work that's really bringing the arts and the spirit of arts to our St. Louis community. Novus looks at an expression of a higher quality of life is really something that can come through art, architecture, and fun. And I once again want to thank the Arts and Education Council who keep art happening. Thank you.
Well, the Mabel Dorn Radio Foundation has meant a lot to the St. Louis Symphony over a number of years, and of course, most recently, through the establishing of the Mabel Dorn Reader Honorary Chair. So every 5 years now going forth, we will select a musician from the orchestra that has demonstrated artistic excellence, leadership, both in the orchestra and in the community.
Of course, it's a really great honor to be the first recipient. I was very surprised, but also very happy and grateful for that.
I never knew Mabel Dorn Reader, but I'm grateful to her. And I know that she was an inspiring person. She inspired someone named Mabel Perkerson, who, named after her, is her niece, and who went on to become a pioneering physician, now Professor Emerita of Medicine at Washington University. And I am so grateful to Mabel for having made a gift of $2 million to Opera Theater's endowment to support the professional development and education programs for young artists. And I'm very pleased to announce that one result of that extraordinary gift is this prize.
When I found out that I won the Mabel Dorn Reader Award, I was initially shocked because I am the first recipient. So for Opera Theater, it's a new award for young singers, and especially young singers getting started in their careers that need a little bit of help. Because of this award, I was able to go to Spain, France, and London to audition, and in fact, I will be singing Violetta in La Traviata at the English National Opera next year.
And I have to say also, you know, Mabel Perkerson, Dr. Mabel Perkerson, has been a trustee of ours for many years. And so in representing the foundation, she's been so generous, not just to the symphony, but to other cultural institutions in St. Louis and to St. Louis in general.
So most of you know what she has done for Washington University, for the symphony, for the Botanical Garden, and many more.
I know that I speak for all of those institutions when I say how grateful we are to Dr. Perkerson and to the foundation for all that they've done for St. Louis.
It is an honor and gives me great pleasure to accept the 2012 St. Louis Arts Award for Excellence in Philanthropy on behalf of the Mabel Dorn Reader Foundation. The small town in which Mrs. Reader's family lived and in which she grew up was one in which many who lived there looked to them for help. I suppose it might have been said that the more successful you are, the more responsibility you have for helping others. This was Mrs. Reader's philosophy of life throughout her lifetime. She contributed so much to endow scholarships and to promote education. Recently, I ran across a quotation that is attributed to Lee Iacocca that I could certainly relate to Mrs. Reader's philanthropy. Mr. Iacocca said, "Somebody who was kind enough to spend their money to educate people that they would never get to know. That's what I think philanthropy is about," he said. And this is exactly what she did. I want to thank everyone for coming. Thank you so much.
Accessible art is one of the hallmarks of the Contemporary Art Museum. Our goal is to have programs that are innovative, unique, and touch large segments of St. Louis. A couple programs that are great examples of this are New Art in the Neighborhood and our Art Bus, which extend the reach of the museum out into the community at a high school and grade school level.
And for us, the outreach and education has been a big proponent of our mission, and it's a program that we really are happy with.
I have a very active teen program that the curators are very involved with. They get to hear a lot from me and my colleagues just kind of talking about, you know, why contemporary art is important. But I felt, you know, it's really incomplete without them not only meeting, without them meeting artists, but also seeing how they work. The grouping of sculptures where you have people almost like, you know, looking like mimes and kind of frozen in different gestures and poses. Not only does it have this very, you know, kind of intellectual and historical, philosophical kind of component to it, but, you know, it also has an element of play and fun to it as well.
CAM plays a very special role in this community. It's unique amongst our great constellation of other institutions. CAM is the tip of the spear for bringing the best art in the world for our art audience here in St. Louis and launching our artists into the stratosphere.
What's really important as a visitor to the Contemporary is that you should know that this one visit is not the entire thing. So we urge visitors to come back often to experience all the different things that we offer.
My name is Jill Downen, and I was one recipient of the first Great Rivers Biennial in 2004. And as a recipient, I was able to benefit from a solo exhibition here at CAM, as well as a substantial grant through the Gateway Foundation.
The thing that I'm most proud about the Contemporary is that we've been able to build this institution together, and in a very short amount of time to have an institution that is internationally renowned, which also supports locally.
Our goal is to continue building on our success and our past laurels as opposed to resting on them. We'll continue to look for opportunities to engage not only with the school districts, the private schools, but other peer institutions.
We are so lucky to have this institution. Not every community has an institution like CAM. We're blessed to have it. It is part of the wonderful quality of life that we all enjoy here in St. Louis.
I really feel connected to this museum. I feel that it's part of my life and part of my home.
While we opened the doors to our beautiful building at Grand Center in 2003, the organization began with modest ambitions in 1980 as the Forum for Contemporary Art. Over the course of the last 32 years, we have maintained a constant dedication to our mission to promote meaningful and engagement with the most relevant and innovative art being made today. Now truly a St. Louis institution, our organization has thrived. CAM's ambitious exhibition programs receives national and international attention, and we are proud to also engage St. Louisans through a wide variety of dynamic programs and education initiatives. Special thanks must be given to Paul Ha, whose tireless dedication and commitment to CAM during his 9 years as director has been truly inspiring. He and his staff, led by Deputy Director Lisa Grove, have propelled CAM to become the great institution it is today. We are honored that both Paul and Lisa have been recruited to lead important museums across the country. As we move into the next stage of our growth, we are grateful for the foundation that has been laid and incredibly excited for what the future has in stores. Thank you very much.
I founded that Uppity Theater Company in 1989 to put the principles of cultural diversity into innovative theatrical practice and to promote civic dialogue.
Basically what it is for her is she meets a group of people and she's very interested in that conversation. She's very interested in hearing what they have to say and being a part of helping them find their voice and bring it out.
And what that has meant is that I have worked with a variety of populations. I founded the Disability Project about 16 years ago with Fran Cohn, who is an occupational therapist. The Disability Project is an ensemble of adults with and without disabilities who create and perform original pieces about the culture of disability.
You know, you don't look the least bit disabled. I get tired of people telling me I don't look disabled. Listen, I have MS.
This experience has been very special to me, mostly because it's been cathartic for me. I have the chance to be a ham, and I can convey a message to people with and without disabilities about, continuing despite any problems that you've had.
Of course, the Disability Project, I know that's one of the things that she's most known for. And through theater, she has broken down all of the barriers we think of as barriers. They have broken down those stigmas through the theater.
So I've done work for and with the LGBT community for over 20 years, beginning with Some of My Best Friends Are, which was the first piece of lesbian and gay theater that was ever done in St. Louis.
Right now we're working on your Big Fat LGBT Show of Shows, which is diversity training for corporations, a live sketch comedy show with song and dance.
Your Big Fat LGBT Show, taking place live now at Amarin.
We try to help people understand and catch up to where the culture is.
The artistic inspiration takes her one way, the heart takes her one way, all of this, and she has this profound humanity and courage to just go with that.
Now my questions are sort of at a deeper, more philosophical level, which is how can we use theater to engage publics in a way that they can begin to connect? How can we use theater to create a more civil society? I would most like to thank the great city of St. Louis, a city alive in process, a city that both cherishes some of its traditions and craves innovation, a Midwestern city that has been remarkably open to the diverse subjects and themes that I am drawn to explore as a contemporary artist who tries to map our complicated world. And to its credit, St. Louis is a city that has intuitively understood that a thriving democracy, a thriving city, benefits when it represents and hears from its many citizens, whether on stage or in the audience in dialogue. And A&E recognizes this too. You know, I was thinking that our awards ceremony tonight represents a kind of ecosystem for a healthy arts environment. Institutional and individual excellence, education, philanthropy, and innovation. We are all needed. And who we are as a community and as a country, who we will be, where we're going, will be reflected in the art that we make or support, in the education that we provide, and in the ways that we must learn to speak civilly with one another.
I have such a special connection to St. Louis. I was raised here from the age of 6, and I was raised in a very musical community and musical household in University City. Both my parents are musicians, and I was able to be exposed to a lot of the great music traditions.
I was playing with the St. Louis Symphony, and after one concert, I think I was playing Foch trumpet concerto or something like that. Jeremy Davenport came backstage with Pete. The two of them were together. And Jeremy was maybe 15, Pete was 14. Pete was 14. So Jeremy played. He said, man, you have to check my boy Pete out. And Pete was just a little kid. You know, Pete started playing. Pete could play.
I chose the piano mainly because my older sister played it, and we had one, and I liked the sound of it. And to tell you the truth, I was so young. This is just stories I heard from my parents, basically, because I started playing when I was about 3 years old.
What a little moonlight can do.
Peter and I have worked together now, I guess since, gosh, 2001. Well, you know, I think one of the things I love about Peter, he's a great musician, but he listens to everything. And Peter, every night, I'm just amazed because he'll play the beginning of a song that we've done, you know, every night, and he'll just play this introduction that sometimes I just want to stop and say, okay, we have to record just that, because it was so fabulous, you know.
As you know, Reggie Thomas, who's taught here for probably 20 years, has taken a position at Michigan State University. So when Reggie left, I mean, those are big shoes to fill, and the first person I thought of was Peter Martin. He's got the piano majors here on fire, and I couldn't ask for better timing. the feedback I get from Jazz at the Bistro about Peter's participation there is nothing but positive. And the kids, like, once again, they're just, he's an inspiring teacher.
Well, Peter Martin is a very great musician. Heard about his name many years ago. Then I finally got the chance to meet him. It was exciting.
He's really taught me how to hear what other people are playing and really be a conscious musician.
I want to say this, Peter. I am very honored to have you as a friend and to work with you. And if I haven't told you enough, I'm going to tell you right now, I love you so much. And congratulations, because you certainly deserve this award.
He's more than deserving. We should name the award after him.
I would like to thank the Arts and Education Council for this beautiful award. It's a distinct pleasure to be honored by such a luminous group of contributors to the St. Louis arts scene. And I'd like to congratulate especially my fellow honorees and thank all of you for your support for the arts and for being here this evening. One of the joys and highlights of my career has been performing, recording, and touring with the artist I have the pleasure of introducing next. She possesses an amazing instrument, which is her voice. One of the great things about working with her is that I never know what's going to happen next. She's a dear, dear friend of mine as well, and you know, we talk on the phone all the time when we're not on tour together, and when she calls me, I never know if it's going to be for advice or instruction on the latest Apple device that she's purchased, or if she's calling me for a gig at the White House the next week. So it's always exciting and always musically rewarding, and I'm so happy that she is here tonight to perform with me and close out this wonderful evening. Ladies and gentlemen, 4-time Grammy Award winner Diane Reeves.
Thank you so much.
I can only give you love that lasts forever, and a promise to be near each time you call. And the only heart I own for you and you alone, that's all, that's all. I can only give you country walks in the springtime and a hand to hold when leaves begin to fall, and a love whose burning light will warm that cold winter's night. Oh, baby, baby, that's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and a love time will never destroy. Well, if you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you'll adore for now and evermore. That's ooh. Baby, sambam beba bibi badu de bibadu bi oh, sambam lodo bo badara lere oh la lo baby, lobom ba 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 di da 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 di day. There are those I am sure who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. Enfold you, and the love that time could never destroy. Troy. Well, if you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Just say it's me that you'll adore for now and evermore. Ooh. That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. I just want your love. I just want your touch. Your Bentley, your house. No, I'm just kidding. I've got all those myself. I just want you to warm me like I love you. That's all. That's all.
And that concludes the 2012 St. Louis Arts Awards from the Chase Hotel.
We offer our congratulations to all of the honorees and extend our thanks to the St. Louis Arts and Education Council.
And thank you for joining us as we all work to keep art happening.